everybody, Sean from Movie Assault here, and it is time once again for another video. This time out, it is my, how should I put this? It is my pre-Christmas haul 2021. I got all of these movies and TV series and various physical media all before Christmas Day of 2021. I will be doing a separate video of what I got for Christmas and immediately after Christmas, sometime later this month. And since there's only 4 days left in the month, it'll be in the next 4 days for sure. I'm actually thinking about doing an out and about video because I am planning to do a run to Buy Sell Trade, which is the place that I like to go once a month that has tons and tons of movies, and I always find good stuff there. So I may do an out and about for that tomorrow. So anyway, this time out, I've got stuff from virtually everywhere. I've got stuff from Amazon, eBay, Hamilton Book, Big Lots, Dollar Tree, Dollar General, Best Buy. I think that's everywhere. So I'm going to go through what I got by each retailer, and we'll go from there. I'll try not to spend too much time on each particular title, just because I know it will take a lot of time. So this is going to be a long video, so bear with me. So we'll start with Amazon first, and start off with, this is a blind buy. This is Bad Moon. This is a werewolf picture. As far as I know, it was actually recommended to me by somebody. It says half man, half wolf, total terror. And this is from Scream Factory from 1996. It runs 79 minutes long. I don't know anything about this, but I bought this on a recommendation and was able to get it pretty cheap from Amazon. So I think I'm actually going to put this in the Halloween 15 for next year. So it may be a while before I see it, but I'm looking forward to it. Next up is Duel. This is Steven Spielberg's first movie. This was actually done as a TV movie, and this was put out by Universal. And I think this is from 1971, I believe. And since I am nearly blind, I can't read. Yeah, 1971. I just was really interested to see this. I believe I saw this on TV way back when. I have no idea how long ago, so I don't remember much, if anything, about it. Just that Dennis Weaver is in it, and it was pretty intense from what I remember, but this is the theatrical version, which was available for the first time in widescreen on this particular Blu-ray, and I'm not sure when this Blu-ray came out. If you have any idea, please let me know in the comments below, because blind man here can't read the date because it is incredibly small. But anyway, that's Duel. I picked up yet another version of one of my all-time favorite movies. This is the Arrow release, and of course, right after I picked this up, I realized that they are coming out with the 4K version next year, which of course I will be ordering. But this is the director's cut, with the director's cut special edition from Arrow Video, which is already remastered in 4K. It's a 4K restoration of the director's cut from the original camera negative by MGM, transferred in 2013 and approved by director Paul Verhoeven. So I will be triple or quadruple dipping on this when that comes out. But anyway, I love this movie, and this just has, I'll show you there, a plethora of special features. But RoboCop from 1987, one of my all-time favorite movies. This I picked up for the Christmas season and watched it. This is now one of my favorite Christmas movies. This is The Muppet Christmas Carol. And I had never seen this before, and I heard so many people saying that this was one of the better tellings of the Charles Dickens classic, so I went ahead and watched it, and I agree. It's awesome. Michael Caine's performance is fantastic. The humor is typically hilarious. Totally family friendly, but just an amazing, amazing movie, especially if you love the Muppets like I do. This I picked up because I was interested in watching some westerns next year, and this came up at the top of the list as one of the better modern westerns. This is Hostile, starring Christian Bale, Rosamund Pike, and Wes Studi. And so Amazon had this for $5, so I did a blind buy. Couldn't resist. I'll let you know how that ends up. This one I picked up because I realized I don't have Clerks 2 in my collection, and the only way I could find it was on this double pack with Zack and Miri. Full title, Zack and Miri Make a Porno, but this is apparently the censored title version. I'm not sure why, because it's not at Walmart. I got it from Amazon, but whatever. Kevin Smith. I don't like Zack and Miri anywhere near as much as I like Clerks 2, and I don't like Clerks 2 anywhere near as much as I like the original Clerks, but I thought it would be good to have them in my collection. This is a TV series, and this, and I'll apologize for this terrible artwork. I bought this as a sort of a curio because I remember watching this series when I was a little kid, and I don't remember that much about it, and I was able to get it from Amazon for $8. I'm not sure how many episodes are actually on here, but this is the complete series. It didn't run for very long, but it is The Invisible Man, starring David McCallum and his unfortunate haircut. It's totally awful. But it says this is a must-have for sci-fi and action junkies as well as David McCallum fans. When I was a little kid, I looked forward to watching this like every single week, and it was on NBC. I've heard varying opinions as far as the transfer and how it looks. Judging by the cover art and the back, it doesn't look like there's much to look forward to because it's kind of muted and just hard to see. I doubt that it's playing into the Invisible Man theme by being hard to read, but literally there's this useless trivia thing here that you may be able to read on camera, maybe better than I can read in natural light here, but it says some religious group protested the series claiming it was obscene because it featured a quote-unquote naked man. Well, he didn't have any clothes on, and you also couldn't see him, so apparently they don't like the idea of naked people. I don't know, but whatever. The Invisible Man, I'm going to check this out. If you've seen this, or if you've seen this particular version, let me know how it is in the comments below. I've been doing some reevaluating of things that are missing from my collection, and one of the things that I realized is I don't have the Godfather movies in my collection. Now, I'm not 100% a gigantic fan of the Godfather films. I personally, and this is probably going to get a lot of hate, I think they're a little overrated, but I'm not into the whole mafia thing as much as a lot of people are, so I think a lot of people are into that more than the actual movies. But anyway, I wanted to give them another chance, so I added them back into my collection, and this is the Godfather, the Coppola restoration, sorry, which includes the Godfather Part 2, and the Godfather Part 3. It has been at least 20 years since I have seen these, so they are due for a rewatch. I'm going to have to make some serious time for these because the first film is 177 minutes long, Part 2 is 202 minutes long, and Part 3 is 170 minutes long. And I remember watching these on HBO in a marathon, and I believe it was the early 90s was the last time I watched this because I wanted to see the third one because it had just come out. Another classic from my childhood, also from Scream Factory, is Trog. I remember watching this on a Saturday night movies on Channel 43 from Cleveland, and looking forward to it all week. I couldn't wait to watch it. And I remember liking it, and I've seen it since then, and it's pretty campy. Joan Crawford gives it her all, though. But I just wanted to add this back into my collection. Well, actually, to my collection as an upgrade. I do have the DVD of this. But this is just a hilariously bad but still fun caveman is discovered in a cave, which seems pretty obvious. Of course, everything's going fine until some religious guy gets involved and then everything goes to hell. So, Trog with Joan Crawford. This I bought with a gift card that I got from work, and I was kind of amused to find that this was hard to find in an American version, at least currently, but it is all 4 of the classic vacation films with Chevy Chase, Beverly D'Angelo, and whoever happens to be playing the kids, Rusty and Audrey. So I ended up getting this region-free version from Amazon, which is apparently the British version, but it comes with a slipcover, and then there's a box, which seems kind of silly, but whatever. But then all 4 of the films are on individual packages. And now looking at these look... The ratings on the box look like the UK versions, but the ratings on the actual films look like the German versions. Maybe not. I don't know. Oh, it's Irish. Well, that's interesting. The Irish Film Classification Office. Oh, so it is. So it's the Irish version. Pretty cool. So anyway, I got the Irish version of the classic vacation movies. Of course, I bought this because I love Christmas Vacation. That's what prompted the purchase. But the first Vacation is a classic. Christmas Vacation is a classic. European Vacation is okay, and Vegas Vacation is okay. But the first and the third are absolute bona fide classics. Then rounding out my Amazon stuff, I picked up Mia Farrow in Rosemary's Baby. I got this fairly cheap. It appears to be out of print on the Criterion Collection version, so I just went ahead and got this one. This one is from Paramount. This is also a blind buy, believe it or not. I've never seen this, so I am way overdue to watch that. All right, next up is Dollar General. I bought this one because of the price and because it looks trashy, and I totally want to see this. This is Your Hunter from the Future, and this came out in 1983. He is from a future world trapped in prehistoric times, searching for his past. The reviews on this haven't been particularly kind, but I love these totally 80s cheeseball movies, so I figured I'd pick it up for $3. And then a little more expensive for Dollar General, but like I've said in previous videos, I love gangster movies, so I found this. This is the Ultimate Gangsters Collection, the classics, and this includes Little Caesar from 1931, The Public Enemy from 1931, The Petrified Forest from 1936, and White Heat from 1949. And this says Robinson, Cagney, Bogart for the first time on Blu-ray. 4 classic gangster films from the studio that defined the genre. Includes a 32-page booklet featuring images and additional information about each film. So I figured I would add these classics to my collection. I actually picked this up once, put it down, left the store, thought about it for like a week, came back, it was still there, and picked it up. And then this one I picked up because I don't have these on Blu-ray, which makes sense, so I bought them on DVD. I had these separately on DVD. These are the theatrical versions, but this was $10 for all 3 of the theatrical versions on DVD in one pack. This, of course, is The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, The Two Towers, and Return of the King. And there's the actual DVD. And I was thinking about maybe keep giving this away as part of a giveaway, but I'm like, who's going to want it on DVD? So I'm just going to put it in my collection and say I own these. But these are movies that I loved when I first watched them, but they're so long and they're just so involved that watching the extended versions doesn't really appeal to me, and watching the theatrical versions is something that I would definitely have to make time to do. So having them on DVD is better than not having them at all, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I'm still on the fence. I may end up giving this away or selling it or something, but I'm not sure. I picked it up and thought it was a great deal, and then I realized it probably isn't. All right, next up is Best Buy. I wanted to complete my Marvel Cinematic Universe collection, so I went ahead and picked up Black Widow, which I have not seen yet. This and The Eternals are the two Marvel Cinematic Universe films that I have not seen as of yet. So wanted to add this to the collection and watch it. And I've heard varying degrees of good and bad on this because of the fate of the character. We know this takes place in the past, so how much of an impact it'll have on future things for the MCU, I don't know. Haven't seen it, so I can't say. But I think that is kind of why I've hesitated watching this, just because we know what happens to her character. And this is sort of a prequel to what we've already seen. So, but I still want to see it. And continuing the MCU, I did pick up the 4K version of Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. This I saw in the theater. It's amazing. I mean, for a Marvel film, I mean, this isn't, the greatest movie in the world, but if you like action and you like the MCU, this is an origin story, but it kind of circumvents the typical trappings of an origin story by kind of jumping right into the action. There isn't as much of a typical origin story arc to it. I mean, he discovers that he has these powers and this ability, but the way it happens is a little more accelerated, so you can kind of get into the action and the meat of the story. And I don't know, I really enjoyed it, so I wanted to get it on 4K. It's a very good looking movie. This is an upgrade to a movie that I am determined to give a second chance to, and I own this on Blu-ray, but I went ahead and bought this collector's edition with a slipcover of Event Horizon, because everybody seems to loves horror movies and science fiction, loves this movie, and I just did not like it. I've only seen it once. I did not like it, but it has been a very long time since I've seen it. So I kind of gambled, and I had a gift card, so I went ahead and picked up Event Horizon, the collector's edition from Scream Factory. And I'm going to give it a second chance, and this has a bunch of special features on it that the version I had did not. So I'm replacing the version of the Blu-ray that I got to upgrade to watch again. I'm upgrading it on a sort of a even further gamble that I won't like it again, if that makes any sense. And then last but not least from Best Buy, I went ahead and picked up No Time to Die, the most recent James Bond movie. I still have to watch Spectre before I watch this, but I wanted to get this in my collection. Now, I do have all of the other James Bond movies on this collection, so now I've got them all on Blu-ray. I thought about getting the 4K, but I wanted to have them all on Blu-ray to keep it consistent. And since this was a blind buy, I didn't want to get it on 4K for just reasons. I don't know. If you're a collector, you know what that means. All right, these next ones are from eBay, all sorts of weird stuff. This one was apparently available from many Dollar Trees, but I couldn't find it, and I wanted to add it to my collection. This is American, the Bill Hicks story. I'm a big Bill Hicks fan. Love his comedy. He died way too soon. Just an absolute visionary comedian. I saw this, I think I did watch this on pay-per-view when it came out. I did not get a chance to see this in the theater, but this comes with tons of extras. It says 30 minutes of rare clips, including unseen performances and footage from Bill's career, 3 hours of extended interviews, Bill's personal audio journals, deleted and alternate scenes, alternate animation sequences, trailers and audience reactions, and then an hour and a half of featurettes, including the Austin South by Southwest panel with Bill's friends, the Dominion tour, festivals in the US and the UK with the Hicks, Bill's Family Visit Abbey Road, UK 15th Anniversary Tribute, Comedy School, Dwight in London, The Making of Arizona Bay, and The Ranch, which I'm assuming is Waco. If you have not checked out Bill Hicks and his comedy, definitely check it out. Some of the material may be a little dated now, but the themes all are still relevant. Just an incredible dude. Love Bill Hicks. Love this movie. And picked it up cheap on eBay, but not for $1. This is a film that I have been trying to, not that it was super hard to find, just trying to justify purchasing it. And I finally bit the big one, pulled the trigger on Latitude Zero. This is sort of a wacky Japanese, not quite a kaiju film, but more of a science fiction film. I've never seen it all the way through in one sitting. I've seen bits and pieces of it over the years. I think it has come and gone on Amazon Prime at least once or twice. I think that's where I saw it initially, but this is the double disc special edition. It does have some minor features. It does have the US and the original Japanese version, some deleted scenes, trailer gallery, crew interviews, a special announcement trailer, and a photo gallery. But this is from 1969 from Toho, and this version was released in 2007. I believe. And this is old Tokyo Shock from Media Blasters. And this features just a wacko cast of Cesar Romero, Joseph Cotton, Richard Jackal, Linda Haynes, and was directed by Ishiro Honda. So there you go, Latitude Zero. Another film that I wanted to add to my collection that I have seen, but it's been a long time. This will probably also be a Halloween 15 2022 entry. Children of the Corn. This is the Arrow edition. Picked this up for $12, and again, loaded with special features, which you can see right there. I figured if I was going to get this, I was going to get a great version of it for my collection. And then the other Christmas movie that I watched this year that I had not seen before, this came out last year, and this is Fat Man with Mel Gibson and Walton Goggins. This is a very amusing movie. It's a very good movie, but I thought it was actually two concepts that probably would have been better as separate films. But still, it makes for an entertaining watch. I may like this more on repeat viewings, but it's definitely good. Mel Gibson, for all you can say about him personally, he turns in a great performance. And the woman who plays his wife, believe it is Marianne Jean-Baptiste. She is just a treasure in this movie. She's really, really good. But this is from 2020, Fat Man. If you haven't seen this, check it out. And then last but not least, from eBay, I picked up the Ultimate Edition of Dawn of the Dead. I had this in my collection a long time ago and ended up selling it for some stupid reason. And I was able to find this complete in excellent condition. And this folds out. And this is going to be hard to hold, but I'll try if I can spin this around without breaking my arms. This is a 4-disc collection. It comes with the original US theatrical version, the extended version, the European version, and then a disc full of documentaries. It also comes with, a comic book, which I was glad this version included because the version I had before had it, and I found it originally at a half-price books for little to nothing. And then, yeah, here's just a, if I could keep this from falling, that would be fantastic. But this little booklet about all the features, everything that is included, little map of the mall. Dawn of the Dead will be part of the Halloween 15 in 2022. That's how much I enjoy doing the Halloween 15. I'm planning ahead, and it's December of 2021. But yeah, I really, really enjoy curating and putting together a list of what I'm going to watch. So yeah, Dawn of the Dead, the Ultimate Edition. All right, now let me get the next stack of movies. All right, so this next group is from Dollar Tree, and most of it is on DVD, although I did get some Blu-rays. All of these, I believe, well, a couple of them are blind buys, but some of them aren't. But picked up Masterminds, and this has Owen Wilson, Zach Galifianakis, Jason Sudeikis, and Kristen Wiig. I don't know much about this, but with this cast, I figured I would not pass it up. And for $1, you know, it's the standard. I picked it up at Dollar Tree because it's $1, and if it sucks, it's $1. Picked this one up. This is Wolves, and the main reason I picked this one up is because Jason Momoa is in it. Being that he's on the cover and billed last after Lucas Till, Stephen McCaddy, and Merritt Patterson, I'm going to assume that he is not in it for very long. But this was actually written and directed by David Hayter. And if I am thinking correctly, he is actually a very, very popular voice actor. I will have to verify that, but this is not a blind buy. This I've seen. This is movie 43. I know this movie is terribly tasteless, but I enjoyed it anyway. And for $1, I will add it to my collection. It says the year's most outrageous and daringly original comedy featuring the ultimate star-studded cast. No inappropriate storyline is off limits, including a quote-unquote ballsy blind date, a middle school period piece, and more. Please don't sue us if you die laughing. Well, you probably won't. But yeah, this kind of goes down in history as one of the not misleading, because everybody is in this movie. It's just they're not all together. It's just a bunch of skits. But I don't know. I think it's funny. It's not the best comedy in the world, but it's good for a chuckle. Probably also good for a chuckle is Killer Tattooist. I resisted this, but then I found it on Blu-ray, and I said, all right, I will try it for $1. It looks totally cheesy. I don't have high hopes for this, but if you've seen it, let me know what you thought. Another non-blind buy, this I saw in the theater. I actually saw this at an early screening before it was released to the public, and I kind of enjoyed it. It's The Raven with John Cusack as Edgar Allan Poe, kind of a murder mystery. From what I remember, it was pretty entertaining. It's been almost 10 years since I've seen it, but for $1, I'll add it to the collection on DVD. Then here are some Blu-rays. Picked this up. Galveston. I know a lot of people who did Dollar Tree runs for the Black Friday and beyond picked this up. This has Ben Foster and Elle Fanning. Just sort of a crime movie. And of course, if it's Dollar Tree, there must be a Nick Cage movie, so I picked up Pay the Ghost. And this says Oscar winner Nicolas Cage stars in this intense and chilling thriller about one man's desperate search for his missing child. 1 year after his young son disappeared during a Halloween carnival, Mike Lawford, who is played by Cage, is haunted by eerie images and terrifying messages he can't explain. Together with his estranged wife, who is played by Sarah Wayne Callies from The Walking Dead, he will stop at nothing to unravel the mystery and find their son, and in doing so, he unearths a legend that refuses to remain buried in the past. Again, $1, no high hopes. It's Nicolas Cage. We'll see. And then last from Dollar Tree, this is Adopt a Highway. My mind went blank for a second. This stars Ethan Hawke, and this has actually gotten some fairly decent reviews, so I picked this up. This is from Blumhouse and the producers of Whiplash. It says, will simultaneously warm and shatter your heart. So that sounds fun. And this was produced by Ethan Hawke, among others as well. Written and directed by Logan Marshall Green. If you've seen this or any of the other Dollar Tree films, let me know what you thought. All right, moving on to Hamilton Book. I went a little. I usually when I get stuff from Hamilton Book, I get the $4.95 stuff. But this time I kind of splurged a little bit and picked up some things that weren't $4.95 just to round out my collection a little bit. And first, I got the Star Trek, the Next Generation motion picture collection. So now I own all of the Star Trek movies, the Kelvin timeline, the original cast, and now the Next Generation on Blu-ray. These I don't mind these. These are really good. I'm not a big fan of the series, but I like the movies, all of them. I enjoyed them immensely, so I figured I would add them to my collection. I even like Nemesis, which I believe is the one with Tom Hardy. I'm not as big of a fan of Next Generation as I am the original cast and the Kelvin timeline, because it's the characters, the original characters, but not the original cast. I like them a little bit, but I do enjoy these, so I figured I would add them to my collection. Also picked up a Scream Factory from 1981. It is Michael Caine in The Hand. I remember watching this on HBO back when it first appeared. I don't remember that much about it, but I definitely want to see it again. And this was, I think, 1995, but it is a Scream Factory title, and Michael Caine is in it, so it can't be terrible. And it was directed by Oliver Stone, so even just for curio value, it is worth it. I also picked up Piranha Double D because I got Piranha, the remake, a month or so ago. I figured I would add this to round out the collection of the new Piranha films. This one I don't like anywhere near as much as the remake of Piranha, but I figured I would add it to the collection as a completist. This one was $4.95. And then I also picked up Troll Hunter. This is a re-edition of my collection. I had this back maybe about 10 years ago. When did this come out? Yeah, 2011. And for whatever reason, I sold it or traded it in. But I wanted to see it again. Enjoyed it. Nice combination of found footage and giant monster type stuff, although this is more anchored in the legends of the trolls of Norway. But it's a lot of fun. If you haven't seen it, definitely check this out. And then this is another Dollar Tree film that I could not find anywhere, and Hamilton Book had it, so I picked up The New Kids with the retro VHS cover, slip cover. This is the original cover art, but this was directed by Sean S. Cunningham, who did the original Friday the 13th, and I was just sort of interested in seeing this. This got a lot of people were looking for this. A lot of people were recommending this. Flea Market Falcon actually is the one that I think kicked off the big search for this when he found multiple copies at his Dollar Trees in the Rhode Island area. But I had never heard of this before, so my curiosity was piqued and figured I would add it. That was also $4.95. All right, the rest of these are Big Lots, and I have one Shout Factory, so let me do that one first, and then I'll do the Big Lots editions. And directly from Shout Factory, I picked this up during their box set sale. This is The Decline of Western Civilization, parts 1, 2, and 3. These are all brand new rescans, 2K scans of all 3 movies. It also includes never before seen footage, interviews, and performances. These were all directed by Penelope Spheris. And I have only seen part 2 because I am a big heavy metal fan. Watching the original, or not the original, but part 2 back in the 80s was sort of required viewing. But the other two deal with punk. And now that I'm a little older and a little more able to keep an open mind about different genres of music, I am interested in seeing those as well. But it says, the decline of Western civilization may make Western civilization look like it the decline of Western civilization may make Western civilization look like it already bypassed the decline stage and went directly to stark raving kablooey. So yeah, definitely an entertaining ride ahead. All right, these I picked up with a couple of different trips to Best Buy this month. Picked up this, I think all of these are blind. Well, no, they're not all blind buys. Most of them are, actually. Yeah, all of them but one. And let's get that one out of the way. And then the rest are blind buys. So I've seen this one. This I picked up because it's a steelbook. This is Star Trek. This is the 2009 version. This, of course, is the first film in the Kelvin timeline. I picked this up because it's on steelbook, not because I wanted to add it to my collection, because I am going to add this to part of the giveaway for my 200 subscribers giveaway, which is coming up very shortly. Thank you for everybody who has subscribed and put me over the 200 subscriber mark. So this will be part of the prize package. But I did pick it up at Big Lots, so I figured I'd include it, but it is not going into my collection. All right, here are the others. These are blind buys all, and I picked up this one. This appears to be a Russian film released by Welgo USA. It is called T-34, and it says, during the greatest war in the history of mankind, young Lieutenant Ivushkin assembles a courageous group of POWs to plan a daring escape from captivity. With the power of a half-destroyed T-34 tank, Ivushkin and his crew challenge an enemy battalion, ready to battle to the end for family and for country. And I watched a movie called White Tiger early this year, and that was also a Dollar Tree find, although I watched it on Amazon Prime, and kind of wet my whistle for Russian tank movies, so I figured for $5 I'll check out T-34. This one is Once Upon a Time in Venice with Bruce Willis, John Goodman, and Jason Momoa. I saw a trailer for this on Arizona, which was a Dollar Tree pickup from last month, and this looked entertaining, so I figured I would take a shot on it for $3. Definitely looks like it's worth $3. So, and this was released by VVS Films. It says, when Steve Ford, who is played by Bruce Willis, when his beloved dog Buddy is stolen by local thugs, he makes a questionable alliance with their devious leader Spider, played by Jason Momoa, in order to set things straight and get Buddy back where he belongs. So, yeah. This one I picked up for a number of reasons. It has Taylor Kitsch, Rihanna, Alexander Skarsgård, Brooklyn Decker, and Liam Neeson, and was directed by Peter Berg. It is Battleship. I have never seen this. I have heard good and bad things, and I figure since I've seen very little about this in terms of the plot or whatever. I know it's based on the board game, but I doubt it has anything to do with that. I just figured I would add to my collection. Last month I picked up at Dollar Tree, I picked up this movie on DVD and said I was kind of disappointed I didn't find it on Blu-ray. Well, here it is, Freaks. Still haven't watched it, but I figured I'd upgrade to Blu-ray and watch it in that format. But yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about this, and it is certified fresh by Rotten Tomatoes, and you don't see that too often from Dollar Tree type titles, so I figured I'd upgrade to Blu-ray. Also picked up All the Money in the World with Mark Wahlberg and Christopher Plummer and Michelle Williams. And I know Mark Wahlberg was sort of a last-minute addition to this because I believe Kevin Spacey was supposed to be in this, and then reality happened. So I've heard good things about this. I believe it was actually nominated for an Oscar, maybe for Michelle Williams' performance. I'm not 100% sure, but anyway, this is supposed to be really good. I know this is not a Christmas movie, but it does have a Christmas-themed slipcover. This is Daddy's Home. This is the original art. But this has Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg. And Linda Cardellini is in this as well. So that's a bonus. I did not realize she was in this. She kind of looks like Rachel McAdams on the cover, and I knew she wasn't in it, but I wasn't 100% sure who that was. So yeah, I found this for $5. I figured I would add it to the collection. And then last but not least, this is a movie I've been wanting to see for a little while. Clint Eastwood film. He directed it. It is Tom Hanks in Sully. This is the story of the pilot who landed the plane in the Hudson River and saved everyone's life. I'm sure there is more to the story in terms of the movie, but this includes Aaron Eckhart, Laura Linney, and was directed, like I said, by Clint Eastwood. So yeah, I'm interested in seeing this. Tom Hanks is always a good time, no matter what he's in. So I figured I would add that to the collection. So there you go. That is my very long pre-Christmas December 2021 haul. Thank you very much for watching. If you subscribed this year or recently, thank you very much. If you've been a long-time subscriber, again, thank you very much. I appreciate each and every one of you. Feel free to comment below with your thoughts on any of these movies or any movies that you think that I might enjoy. Always love reading your comments. Sometimes I'm a little slow to respond, but I do try to respond to everybody if I can. So thanks again for watching, everybody. And like I said, stay tuned for an out and about video on my trip to Buy Sell Trade tomorrow. I don't know if the video will be up tomorrow, but it'll definitely get filmed tomorrow. And then my 200 subscriber giveaway is forthcoming, and I'm still putting together the prizes for that, although you got a little preview of what might be in it just in this video. So thanks again for watching. Take it easy. See ya.